Most likely, you've previously heard of that science, but perhaps you weren't aware that it goes by the name of forensic science. Application of scientific methods that greatly benefit in research constitutes this science. Yes, it is exactly like the one you used to see in TV shows based on crimes like CSI, Law and Order, Medical Detectives, and so on. However, not everyone is aware that those depictions of that science are inaccurate because, in reality, the majority of the investigators' jobs at crime scenes have more to do with administrations and official procedures than it does with shootouts and gun battles. That simply alters certain people's perceptions that they know a lot about this discipline, not the fact that forensic science is extremely amazing and interesting. We sincerely apologize, but you don't. Because forensic science in real life differs significantly from that which is depicted on television, it can still be the ideal career choice for those who enjoy learning about fascinating sciences and who aspire to the honor of working for the FBI or CIA, contributing to the investigation of crimes, and who enjoy the exciting nature of this line of work. Since we have always been given a false impression of forensic science, there are undoubtedly many aspects of it that we are unaware of. As a result, we are going to share with you the top 10 most fascinating facts about this fascinating science in this video, which will inspire you to pursue a career in investigation. Watch the video to learn more. Hello everyone, this is AWZ. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy. Entomologists have a big job. It's true that we have never heard of insects being extremely helpful in a crime scene investigation. Now that you are aware of this truth, you must be asking how it is even conceivable, don't you? Okay, let's start with the fact that flies and other insects are frequently drawn to the potent smell of blood, making it possible to identify murderers when a large number of insects are flying nearby. Entomologists are scientists who study the behavior, habits, and entire life cycle of insects. As a result, when there is a crime taking place and insects are swarming to the scene, they start examining those insects by evaluating the exact stage of life that the insects are at, consequently allowing them to approximate the time when the victim was killed. Yes, insects have shown to be more important than we ever imagined. The strength of luminol. The powder known as luminol is made by combining numerous gases such as oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and carbon. Long exposure photography is used to assist in sharply capturing the immobile elements, but the elements that are in motion will appear blurry and smeary. This powder radiates in a bright blue color as soon as it runs across the hemoglobin in blood, allowing it to spot the tiniest amount of blood. However, this glow only lasts for a few seconds, as long as only 30 seconds. Although crucial, DNA is not entirely accurate. Thanks to advancements in DNA technology, it has always tremendously aided in clearing up ambiguous and dubious convictions utilizing DNA testing. This has helped to save the lives of countless innocent individuals by effectively acquitting them of the charges against them. Sadly, it turns out that DNA testing can occasionally make mistakes, despite the fact that most countries now mandate DNA testing as a result of these positive results. Although this testing is thought to be a precise science, it has nonetheless shown that there were many erroneous incriminations since the testing was really conducted out of order. Although the chances of an error occurring are quite low, mistakes can still occur. You can rely on teeth. The only evidence at a crime scene that has been shown to be able to identify a significant portion of the remains is dental records. Here's why. Since bones are among the body's strongest tissues, they are frequently the ones that cannot be tampered with in order to identify the remains, making them incredibly reliable. Additionally, because each person has a unique tooth pattern, teeth are often utilized to identify victims who have been burned, scarred, or otherwise rendered warped and unable to be recognized. Glitter might serve as the ideal hint. Although glitter has the characteristics that allow it to be used in investigations, since it is made of foils of various shapes and thicknesses and is manufactured in factories, the properties of these materials can be analyzed to speed up the investigation process. However, since glitter can be used for a variety of purposes, such as the creation of crime scene designs, most crime scenes are not likely to contain glitter. The best piece of trace evidence can be easily transferred from one person to another, and the good news is that it cannot be easily removed from that second person. Since criminals rarely know these details, they do not go to the trouble of removing any stains, and as a result, it is much simpler for the investigators to find out simply by shining a light in that particular area. However, if the spot was damaged, the investigators would be hard-pressed to notice it. Arsenic can no longer be ignored. The two most common poisons throughout history have always been cyanide and arsenic, but there was a small distinction between them that actually played a significant role in the field of forensic science. Cyanide can be detected because it leaves a revealing scent in the body of the victim, whereas arsenic has always been silent and undetectable for a very long time. The problem was that it was so accessible because almost every house had some products that contained that poison. Later, the Marsh test was developed. It is a highly sensitive method that has been in use since the 19th century for detecting the presence of arsenic poison. In addition to being much simpler and less expensive, it is also capable of detecting even the smallest amounts of that poison in the body of the unfortunate victim. Since arsenic poison was no longer used in stealthy crimes thanks to forensic technology that helped in detecting it, the Marsh test has been demonstrated to never yield incorrect or inaccurate results. Environmental forensics. It's incredibly fascinating how forensic science is so versatile and can be applied to nearly anything in life, even the natural world. Using what is known as ecological forensics, you can actually identify and solve crimes committed against the environment. This is where ecological forensics steps in. They will look for ways to determine the cause of the death of the plants if it was not due to pollution. These crimes are discovered when it becomes apparent that the plants have died or that they are mutating. To be more accurate, nature encompasses more than just plants. It can also refer to marine life's demise. The fact that forensic science is more diverse than it is ever shown in films or books makes it much more fascinating. Electronic forensics. It appears that this science has more twists and turns than we had previously imagined. It has come to light that this science is not just practiced in laboratories. Yes, as we just indicated, this technology can also be employed in the natural world, but there is also use for it online, in a field called digital forensics. The internet has proven to be highly potent and may be very useful in assisting with criminal investigations. To do this, the detectives can use Google, particularly in cases involving horrific sexual assaults or rapes, to see if the perpetrators have a history of frequenting pornographic websites. Non-operative autopsies. Autopsies are known to be crucial for determining the true causes of any deaths that may have occurred, but some cultures and religions have outlawed the practice because they believe it is inhumane to dissect a human body just before it is to be buried. As a result, the University of Leicester in the UK introduced the digital autopsy as an alternative that is thought to be more honorable. In order to fully scan the body using a CRT scan and map out all of the blood arteries, an injection of dye is administered through a tiny slit in the victim's neck. This autopsy does not include any operations. When determining the cause of death, this method has shown to be quite accurate and helpful. Hair roots are also significant. Well, it's true that you can use hair to extract the DNA inside of it, but not everyone is aware that the gender may be determined by the hair's roots. The roots, why? It is one of the best biological measurements that scientists use to determine the gender of the suspect, restricting the options and making it simpler to apprehend the offender because it is the only location where the DNA is found. This is all for today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe our channel. Stay tuned with AWZ.